There is a kind of person whose mind reacts faster than reality. A person who feels a shift in tone before anyone else notices it. A person whose heart races before their mind knows why. If this is you, you already know what it's like to live inside a body that treats everyday moments like emergencies. You know the feeling of trying to look calm while your heart beats like it's trying to warn you of something you can't even name. You know what it's like to be flooded by emotions that arrive too fast, too strong, too loud, even when nothing is actually wrong. And here is the part most people never understand. Anxiety is not a personality flaw. It's a nervous system that's learned to feel danger even in the smallest moments. Inside the mind of an anxious soul, a single thought can become a storm. A tiny change in someone's expression can become a warning. A silence can feel like a sign. This is not drama. This is not weakness. This is psychology, written in the wiring of the brain and the body. Today, we're going inside that wiring, into the reactions, the fears, the patterns, and the hidden strengths of a mind that feels the world more intensely than most people ever will. Because once you understand what anxiety really is, you see yourself not as fragile, but as deeply, profoundly sensitive to the world around you. Let's begin. An anxious mind doesn't begin with thoughts. It begins with the body. Long before your mind forms a sentence, your nervous system has already reacted. It's already scanning the environment, measuring tone, reading energy, looking for the smallest hint of danger. This comes from one thing: a highly sensitive amygdala, the brain's alarm system. In most people, the amygdala activates only when a real threat appears. But in anxious souls, it's more sensitive, more reactive, more alert. It fires early, it fires fast, and it fires before your logical mind has time to understand what's happening. That's why your heart races before you know why. Why your stomach tightens before your thoughts even begin. Why your body feels danger even when the moment seems safe. It's not you overreacting. It's your biology doing its best to protect you. And here's the part that rarely gets said. An anxious mind is not broken. It's over-prepared. Your nervous system learned somewhere in your past that the world can change quickly, that people can shift moods fast, that safety isn't always guaranteed. And so it decided, I'll stay ready. This readiness keeps you alert, intuitive, aware of subtleties others miss, but it also means your body reacts even when nothing bad is happening. You're not imagining things. You're not being dramatic. You're not too sensitive. Your body is simply doing what it was trained to do. And here's the part that rarely gets said. An anxious mind is not broken. It's over-prepared. Your nervous system learned somewhere in your past that the world can change quickly, that people can shift moods fast, that safety isn't always guaranteed. And so it decided, I'll stay ready. This readiness keeps you alert, intuitive, aware of subtleties others miss, but it also means your body reacts even when nothing bad is happening. You're not imagining things. You're not being dramatic. You're not too sensitive. Your body is simply doing what it was trained to do. But biology is only the beginning. To truly understand anxiety, we have to explore what happens next, the emotional intensity that follows those biological reactions. Once the body reacts, the emotions follow. And inside the mind of an anxious soul, emotions don't arrive quietly. They arrive like waves, sudden, powerful, overwhelming. Not because you're dramatic, not because you're overreacting, but because your emotional system is wired to feel things fully. Anxious people don't feel a little worried. They feel a storm gathering in their chest. Here's what that storm looks like on the inside. 1. Emotional amplification. A neutral moment can feel intense. A small shift in someone's tone can feel like a threat. A tiny problem can feel like disaster. It's not exaggeration. It's an amplified emotional response created by a highly reactive nervous system. 2. Meaning making. Your mind doesn't just feel the emotion, it tries to interpret it. Why am I feeling this? What does this mean? Did something happen? Did someone change? Your thoughts are trying to match the intensity in your body with an explanation. 3. Emotional overload. The emotions come faster than your thoughts can keep up with. So your body feels full of tension, full of worry, full of things you can't quite put into words. This is why anxiety feels so overwhelming. The emotion arrives before the logic does. 4. Sensitivity to shifts. An anxious soul notices things, the slight pause before someone answers, the tiny change in a room's energy, the subtle distance in a voice. Others miss these things. You don't. Because your emotional radar is always scanning, always reading, always feeling. This is not weakness. This is sensitivity, a nervous system tuned to detail. But this emotional sensitivity isn't just a burden. It hides a strength most people overlook, a strength that anxious souls rarely give themselves credit for. And that is what comes next. If you only look at the fear, anxiety seems like weakness. But if you look deeper, beneath the overwhelm, beneath the sensitivity, beneath the racing thoughts, you'll find something most people never notice. Anxious souls possess strengths that are rare, powerful, and deeply human. Because the same sensitivity that makes life feel overwhelming is also what gives you insight, intuition, and emotional depth. Here are the strengths hidden inside anxiety. 1. High empathy. You feel things strongly, not just your own emotions, but other people's emotions too. You pick up on tension before anyone mentions it. You sense sadness behind a smile. You understand discomfort without words. This isn't anxiety. This is emotional intelligence. 2. Intuition. Your brain notices patterns that others overlook. The small shifts, the subtle signals, the details that reveal the truth before the truth is spoken. Anxious souls often just know when something is off. Not magically, but because you're deeply, unconsciously observant. 3. Preparation. You think ahead, you plan, you anticipate possibilities. While others walk into situations blindly, your mind sees several steps ahead. It's not overthinking, it's foresight shaped by experience. 4. Awareness. You feel the room, you read energy, you detect subtleties that others ignore. This awareness can feel heavy, but it's also a gift, a kind of emotional radar that keeps you connected to the world in a profound way. 5. Resilience. People think anxious souls are fragile, but they're not. You've survived storms inside your own mind that no one else could see. You faced fear daily and still kept going. That's not weakness, that's courage. The truth is, the overwhelmed version of you and the intuitive version of you are the same person. Your anxiety doesn't erase your strengths, it is built from them. But even with these strengths, an anxious mind still struggles with one powerful instinct, the instinct to protect. And that's what we explore next. Anxiety always feels like fear, but underneath the fear, there is something else, something more tender, more human, and far more vulnerable. Anxiety isn't trying to scare you. It's trying to protect you. Protect you from what? Not danger, not disaster, not the world outside. Anxiety is trying to protect you from pain. Here's how. 1. Fear of losing control. When your mind feels uncertain, your nervous system reacts as if uncertainty itself is a threat. So it tries to regain control of outcomes, of people's reactions, of the future, of the past. Not because you need control, but because losing control once hurt you. 2. Fear of disappointment. Anxiety remembers every time you fell short, every time you were judged, every time someone made you feel like you weren't enough. So now it warns you early, too early, before anything even happens. 3. Fear of abandonment. Even small emotional shifts in others can feel like danger. A shorter message, a colder tone, a delayed reply. Your mind reacts fast because it learned somewhere in your past that connection can break without warning. 4. Fear of the unknown. An anxious mind wants information, not because it likes control, but because it fears being blindsided. It prepares for every outcome so nothing can catch you off guard, even if the cost is your peace. 5. Fear rooted in memory. Anxiety is rarely about the present moment. It's about what the present moment reminds